So, what's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today's Thursday, February 13th, 2020, and in 2004, 16 years ago, from 16 years ago, I'm going to be talking about when we moved here, when we first moved in here. In February of 2004. So this is kind of like a Throwback Thursday video, just like Kid Behind the Camera. And I feel like it's about time I made this video. For once. And talk about the origin of us living here. In this house in Long Island. So we moved here like 2004 in February, around Valentine's Day and my Nana's birthday. My Yankee fan's grandfather's wife and my grandmother that lives here. Her birthday is on this Saturday coming up, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day. And it all started in like late 2003. We were like planning to pack up everything and pack up for the house in Long Island, which is right here. It took us like a few months to pack up everything. We took it like day by day because we weren't living in the other house anymore, which appears to be in the New York City area, but we were more closer to JFK than we are to LaGuardia. And the house we had in the New York City area was the house that we lived in when me and my brother Anthony were born. In 2001, 2003. 2003 was like the final months when my brother was born. But sadly, that was the year my great-grandmother died. My New York Yankee fan grandfather's mother. I remember when I saw her in the nursing home, and it was not good at all. She like went in the nursing home in like early 2003. She probably like died before Finding Nemo came out in 2003. Because it said that Finding Nemo came out like December 2003. It was like around Mayish or June-ish. I don't remember the release date. But it was near my grandfather's birthday. My New York City area grandfather's birthday. That's when I thought it came out. And after we had my brother, we started to like pack up everything. Because the house in Long Island was ready for us. This used to be someone else's house. It was like somebody else's house, I think. What I heard was this belonged to a brothers and sisters house. The brother lived upstairs and the sister lived downstairs, and the bedroom I have didn't smell good once we got in. So we had to like prime it and everything as soon as we moved in. It smelled really bad in my bedroom, and we had to like do something about it really quick if I was gonna spend the night spend the nights in there for years to come. It was so much different in our house back then. Every TV you saw in my house once we got here, they were all square screen TVs because it was like the old days where TVs used to be square or flat screen, but the flat screens were starting to become more of a thing around that time. We just haven't gotten a new TV, and I had like the silver TV in my bedroom with two speakers on the side, and in the living room we used to have like this big black square TV, but it was big enough for the living room. And my parents had this small black square TV, and downstairs had another gray TV, and they had two gray TVs that were square. All the TVs were square because they were still a thing back then. But then 2 years later, once we got settled, we got a flat screen for the living room finally. But everything else was square. Guys, I wasn't that old enough for the computer yet. I had to wait till like I was like either 5 or 6 to go on the computer and do what I want on there without adult supervision. I had to like wait for some time. That's why I didn't know what YouTube was in like 2005 and 2006. It took me until like towards late 2007 to find out what YouTube was, because when I was little I used to play educational games on the computer because my parents saw it was more safer for me, because I was at that age where I would play educational games on the computer. Like I used to do a lot of young stuff. One of the stuff I usually watched on TV was like Blue's Clues or Roly Poly, Bear in the Big Blue House. I used to watch SpongeBob, of course, and the Fairly Odd Parents was on, and I used to watch Jimmy Neutron or the Flintstones or Scooby Doo, Thomas, Bob the Builder, Sesame Street. Thinking, what else? I used to watch Rugrats. I used to watch I started watching. I was like into all these movies like Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc., Shrek, Ice Age, like anything I would watch now. But there's some stuff I gave up. But I will always be a fan of SpongeBob no matter what. I still watch SpongeBob no matter what. And I still watch those movies. I just gave up watching Roly Poly because I'm neutral to that show now, and Bear I'm neutral to. In 2005, after we got settled into Long Island, that's when my brother Christian was born on June 14th. And my parents were away a lot because my mom was in the hospital for a few days and my dad had to stay there a lot. And my grandparents were taking care of me. But my other brother stayed in the hospital. So it was just the three of us. It was my grandparents and me. I had to stay downstairs for a while. But we went to the hospital like every day. It was like a hospital next to the Southern State. And June 14 came, and that's when I saw the baby. And my dad actually showed me the baby room in the hospital. I remember what he showed me. I had like some stuff to learn there, and I was just in preschool. I was completing my first year of preschool that year, and my second year was like in 3 months. I had to get through the summer first, and I was like getting ready to turn 4, and my brother was ready to turn 2. So after a month, it was like in July, we had this big birthday party in the backyard. It was like a SpongeBob birthday party for me and my brother. I was turning 4 and he was turning 2. But my newborn brother Christian was asleep during the whole party. 'Cause he was just a baby. And even SpongeBob came to my birthday party. And I heard inside his mask, I heard inside the costume, he was singing, "I'm a goofy goober, yeah." It was like almost a year after the film got released in theaters. 'Cause it was like in late 2004. SpongeBob was like singing "I'm a goofy goober" to me. I gotta look for those pictures eventually so I could show you guys what the party looked like. It was like that someone was in a SpongeBob costume and surprised me. And we had a bouncy house, which I don't know where that is. I probably grew up using it during parties, but I don't know. It had like fish designed on it and everything. It was like designed to be a castle. But whenever it rained, like water used to get into it. Probably it's normal, but I don't know. And don't. Not only that, I would watch that stuff on TV, but I used to watch Rudolph and Frosty and all that other stuff back then too. I just haven't watched the later stuff Rankin Bass made. I didn't even know about Rudolph Shiny New Year around that time. I think I might make a part 4 of it. I think I might make a part 2 to this. Sorry, it's getting the 14 minutes on camera. Stay tuned for part 2.